Okay, so yesterday we understood about some patterns that these patterns can be traded in the market. The way how to trade the patterns we will discuss today. Some ways we will discuss today. But still there are some more patterns like a morning star and evening star. These patterns are also important patterns and mostly every 5 to 10 minutes in the market you will find. The morning star or evening star based on the triple or four candlestick pattern. Mostly these are the triple candlestick pattern, but sometimes if you find the four candles, also these patterns can be considered. The morning star, the one red candle, and after the red candle, any weak green candle or weak red candle, and again a strong green candle. Sometimes this strong green candle may can cross this level, and sometimes this green candle may can close before below the this opening price of the red candle. This is the one kind of evening star, and this is the one kind of morning star. Here, this is evening star, and this is one kind of morning star, and this is the evening star. These patterns mostly appear while we are looking for the engulfing, dark cloud covers, piercing line, inside bar, outside bar. Also, these patterns we will find in the market. Okay, so as yesterday, maybe I don't know. Yesterday I told or not. There are 3 to 4 ways to trade the patterns. The best way to trade the patterns, we need to understand the chart sequence, the chart algorithms, right? Today, we will complete all these sequences of the chart, and then on the next class, we will learn the basic price action way to trade the patterns. But today, we are going to complete the sequences of the market. And also, we will learn how to trade the pattern and how to read the candles. So first sequence, which is ascending and descending order sequence. This sequence is very easy, and this sequence helps to understand the momentum of the market, and it helps to identify which pattern is tradable and which pattern we can avoid. Look, the ascending shows the increasing numbers in order low to high. That is called the ascending sequence. And these numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 4, this sequence is an ascending sequence. These are the numbers, but these numbers we will use like as a candles. That first one candle appear, then two candles appear, then three candles appear, four candles appear, and then we will understand the momentum. If the numbers are decreasing from high to low, that is called the decreasing numbers are descending sequence. Like that. Let's understand in the candles. See here, we found one green candle in between the two red candles, and then we found two green candles in between this red and this red candle. Now, if we just count that one green candle and then two green candle, it is increasing in the numbers. And the next movement, we found that there are three green candles. Now, one and two, then three. It shows that the buyers increase their number, or we can say the momentum is very low, momentum increasing, momentum extreme. Overall, it shows that the buyers are in a power. After that, in case if you find any pattern, like this is an evening star. So one green, one weak candle, green candle, and another red candle, that's a pattern of bearish. So can this pattern we can trade or not? If we collect the information, What's the buyers are telling? That we are in a momentum. What's the sellers are telling in this movement? They are telling that we have one candle, we have one candle again, we have one candle. We are not in a momentum. So this pattern is not tradable. Means we need to ignore this pattern. Because the information for the sellers, to go with the sellers, the information is not in our favor. Still, the buyers are in the power until they tell that we are now stopped or our momentum is decreased, and then we will select the bearish pattern. So in this condition, which patterns we will trade? We will follow the bullish patterns. Now, in this reading of 1 and 2 and 3 candles, it shows that momentum of the buyer. In the next slide, if you just check, there are 3 candles in a row. And then after red candles, there are 2 candles in a row. Again, there's a single candle. Now it shows that the buyers are losing the control. Before, they have a 3, means at this time, the momentum is very high. If at this time the momentum was very high, then this pattern is a tradable. Because 3 candles, after the 3 candles, we can expect 2 candles. Or after 3 candles, we can expect 3 or 4 candles or 2 candles. Means there is a probability that the buyers may can continue more. But the probability of this pattern trading, we will ignore. Why that 3 candle, then 2 candles? It shows decline. It shows the momentum slow down. Momentum can be increased. It's not final that this is the last only we will find a one candle. Maybe the momentum will remain same. Maybe the momentum after again increase. But this sign is not good to trade this pattern. In case if we found not engulfing, if we found a dark outside bar, like this pattern if we found at this place, then sure that no trade. The engulfing or piercing line, mostly it will work, but this pattern, if we found that this is the final, that no, now the really bias will stop. So this is showing that the momentum slow down and now it's near to the stop. Okay, for example, if we are ignoring the buyer, then why we are not going with the sell? Or we are going with a sell? So anyone, what you are thinking, if we are not trading with a buyer, can we trade the sell trade? Sell, there is a pattern, it's a bearish engulfing. If we ignore the buyers, then we can go with the sellers. Can anyone guide me? Even it's wrong or right, just tell me that what we can do here if we are trading the pattern, because also you all have a experience at this area. What we can do? Yes.
So next candle will be of retracement of bullish engulfing and a bearish as well. Yeah.
Okay, so it can be means there is a possibility of retracement, right? Okay. Any other
Yes,
member?
and again,
Mm.
the trend is getting weaker also.
Mm.
Momentum is getting weaker.
Okay. So in this movement, can we trade the direct this sell pattern? Means if I want that there is a bearish engulfing or dark cloud cover or inside bar or whatever the pattern, that next candlestick will be red. Am I right or wrong? Any other member?
This candle is stopping the movement. The red candle is stopping the movement of this trend.
Okay. 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 So Satish, to you tell me about this movement, because mostly we will be uh trapped in this type of movement while we will trade the patterns. Okay. He is not ready to answer. Any other member? I want that all members
Sir, I'm
participate. Yes,
I'm also
I will
guessing
directly
red.
go with the sellers.
you will go with the seller. Okay, one member say that
Sellers.
when the buyers tell us that we are stopped, that we will go with the seller, right? So one member is agreed to go with the sell, and one member is telling that there is a probability of retracement. Okay, what Sabah tells? Let's see.
A red candle, sir.
Red
Already the
candle.
momentum has started. It broke the low of the green one, so I'm guessing it will continue with that
Okay.
force and momentum.
Okay. Let's see if we ask from the sellers. They are showing us any momentum. Momentum means in ascending order, what we learned that if one candle and then we got the two candle, it shows the momentum is increasing, right? Likewise,
Yes.
there is a single red candle. There is again a single red candle. There is again a single red candle. Still, there is a single red candle. So, as per the idea of ascending sequence, sellers not told us that we increased our momentum. As per the pattern, they told us that we have increased the momentum, but as per the sequence, they didn't told us, right? So if not means we need to ignore safe side until they tell us that we are increasing the momentum. Okay, in the next candle, what the sellers told us right now? Now the information is complete that our momentum is now increased. Here, and now it's a 2. And what's the information from the buyer side? They told that, yes, we are also stopped, and now we gave the opportunity to the sellers, and their momentum is also increased. Now means after this movement, if new patterns we found that we can trade in the favor of the sellers. See, for example, here I have one green candle up here. Okay, so here there is another question. The green candle have this pattern. Which is this pattern? It's a piercing
outside.
line. Piercing line.
The
This is a
piercing.
piercing line, right?
Sorry, sir. Okay. Yeah,
Okay. This piercing line I can trade.
No.
If I ask from the buyers what told? 3, 2, 1. They told our momentum is a stop, right? So I cannot go with this pattern. If I ask from the sellers told that our momentum is now increased. 1, 2 means we are now stronger as compared to the buyers, right? Means this pattern is not tradable. Before we was thinking about this pattern, and now this pattern is not tradable. So in case if we found this pattern right now this pattern is tradable. Now all the points in the favor of the sellers. Who is stopped? Buyers stopped. Who is in a momentum? Sellers are in a momentum. So this pattern without retracement, you can continue to go down. So while we are trading any pattern, we need to go back, understand the candles that who are in a power and who losing the power. So if we are going with a sell, are they in a power? If we are going with a buy, are they in a power? If not, we will ignore. Mostly we are losing money at this area. Okay, so this is also a way to read the candles and pick any pattern to go with that. This is also, there are more ways also in the sequence, but this is the one point where we can read the candles. Okay. Now we understood these little points, and also another point it gives us about the stop and start of the buyers and sellers, which is that point. For example, if there is a buyer with a 1, then 2, then 3 candles, they looks like in a momentum. But at the end of this momentum, this candle shows a little weakness, and this weakness will be read by the sellers. The sellers will read this weakness and they will think that, okay, sellers, buyers reached on the peak of the point, and now this weak candle is telling that maybe they will lose or they will stop here the momentum. Okay, still, but we are not sure. Sellers enter, and finally we found a buyers with a 1 candle. So now, for example, at this stage, sometimes 2 candles, then 1 buyer, sometimes 3 candles, then 1 buyer, sometimes 4 candles, then 1 buyer, sometimes 5 candles, then 1 buyer. This is the sign that buyers are stop. When you get this information, then you will think you will go for the sellers. So buyers are stop, and there is a pattern bearish, and the sellers are starting momentum 1, then 2, and again how much candles we can expect? Maximum 3, 4, 5, minimum 2 candles we will expect, and this pattern can be tradable. Okay, so from this start of the momentum and stop of the bias momentum, we got a support and resistance level, which is very effective. Which one? Look at here. When bias stop. On the next slide, I'm going to show. Look at here. There are 3 sellers, then 2 sellers. 3, then 2, it shows that we are weak. Yes. And then at this point, we didn't know that this is the 1 or 2 candles, but here we got a 1 point. Right? Buyers are increasing the momentum and sellers are losing the momentum. So the next candle will clear all the doubts. It clears that the sellers 3, 2, 1 means they stop. Buyers 1, 2, they are increasing the momentum. How many candles we can expect from here for the buyer? Minimum 2
3 to 4.
3 to 4. And this pattern is tradable. As per the information, this pattern is tradable. Okay, when the when the seller is stop and buyers enter in the market, this red and green candle creates a support. And that support, I'm giving the name sellers stop support, because sellers are stop and the red and green candle creates a support. So why I just point out this one, this SNR, because it is very strong one. It always gives us opportunity to trade. Means when any candle comes and close on this support, I will trade as a reversal, because this support is very effective. Okay, but current on this information, then who will continue right now? The buyers will continue. So I'm going with a buy. For example, the buyers are moving up, and buyers, how many candles created? The 3 candles created. 1, 2, 3. And seller's position is currently down. For example, this pattern is created. Can I go with a sell? Can I use this pattern to trade? Anyone tell me?
No, sir. No.
Means
Because
yes,
because buyers are still in power.
yes. Means from this sequence, ascending and descending sequence, we can get idea that which pattern is tradable and which pattern is ignorable, right? And if we go with this pattern, that mostly we will lose. Why? Because in the psychological patterns, everybody knows that 3 green, 1 red, what will be the next candle? Green candle.
Green.
Okay.
Green.
And why it will be green? In addition that the sellers are stop, right? So if we just take this filter on the psychological pattern 3 green, 1 red, and we use this pattern while we got this information, that will be sure short pattern. Okay. Okay, let's go to understand when buyers are strong. So we got this candle. Now, which is this pattern here?
Outside bar.
Outside bar, we are not expecting at this point, if we are thinking that buyers will continue in uptrend. But if the outside bar appear, it means that this is a information from the buyer side that we are exhausted, or we want to reversal, we want to correction. So if we found even that you know that the buyers are in a power 1, then 2, then 3, they are in a strong momentum, but the pattern is which one? Outside bar. Don't trade this pattern. You will find mostly the next candlestick will be red, and this big candle mostly it will close under any resistance or round number. We will learn that on the other classes, the next classes. Okay, so now here one information we have recent information we got. Which is that information in this movement?
Sellers Stopped.
No, buyers stop, right?
Sorry, buyer stop. Sorry.
Oh, this is a recent information. The seller's stop was a now old information, right? So current,
Exactly.
the buyers told that we are a stop. Okay. So if the buyers told we are a stop, can we go with the sell pattern?
Yes, we can.
Oh, because still the sellers not told us that we are in a momentum, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, we will lose the money, right? Because
Got it.
if the
Yeah.
buyers confirms you that we are losing the control or we are stop, then you must confirm from the sellers that are you ready? Are you are in a power? Can I go with you? Right? But if they are not in a clear mode, that you don't. Yes, sometimes you will win, sometimes you will lose. Now there is a, for example, after this red candle, there is a red candle another. Okay. If you trade sell, you maybe you win. But if the buyers again continue, because after a stop, immediately they can continue, because this is not only the confirmation. After a stop, immediately the buyers they can continue. Okay, double confirmation we required. So if they stop here, the next time buyer again say that we don't have a demand, then that will be the confirmation. Okay, so now this is which pattern?
Inside down.
So can we go now for the
Inside
sale?
down.
The next candle, if I
Yes,
want
sir.
to trade the sell pattern, but I know that this pattern have a how much percentage? 55. Okay, and recently I got the information that the sellers started a momentum, so I can wait for the next pattern for the seller. Buyers enter, but can I go with this pattern again? Can I go with a buy? No, because
No,
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 sir.
no,
recently
no.
they stopped, right? If again I
Yes.
got a seller's pattern, then we can go down next candle. But in simple words, if just I want to show, I want to tell that when you find that first pattern is successful, you can go with the second pattern, right? When first pattern is a successful in a trade, then you can go with the second pattern. But this complete information you need to read, otherwise you will be trapped. So while we are trading any pattern, how many candles we are reading? One or two. Complete movement we are reading, right? If we don't read, then
Exactly, sir.
only just on a single candlestick pattern, we know that if I just show here one pattern, any one pattern, for example, this pattern, and I hide all the other patterns, this pattern always show me the strength. Or if I count this pattern and hide all other candles, this pattern will show the strength of the sellers. It will show the strength of sellers. But if I read all the candles, that each and every pattern will give me the different meaning as per the content of the chart, right? Right now, this red candle which I traded, it closed on this support. This support, in this support, the sellers was stopped. Means at this area, who is weak? Sellers are very weak. And who
Sellers
is
will.
strong? Buyers are
Buyers.
strong, because at this point, the buyers produce the three candle and they are looks very strong. Again, they will try from here. Why? Always think the source of the wave. The source of the wave is the best idea to understand where from the sellers enter, where from the buyers enter. Look at here. Source, how to understand the source? I'm going to show. Right. When we are reading the source, what is the source of this candle? What is the source of this candle? This is the point. At this point, sellers start it, and then it creates a second candle. It creates a first candle, second candle, and then third candle. So what is the source of the second and third candle? This point. Okay. What is the source of this candle? This point. What is the source of this candle? This point. What is the source of this and this candle? This point. And what is the source of this candle? this point. When this source point will be broken, these buyers will try again. When this source, the price reach to this source, these buyers will interact. If the buyers enter, again sellers continued, again this source will may react. Likewise, when this source was broken, the sellers entered. When this source was broken, after or later, the sellers enter. Means every wave have a source. At that source, maybe price again start, or maybe can affect because of that point. That's the reason of the source point we are calling as a SNR, support and resistance. Okay, let's go to understand this point right now. Now this seller's stop support is very stronger. Okay, after that we found the buyers entered because of this support. Can we go with this buy pattern? This is a pattern because we traded this buy because of this reversal strategy. But can I trade this pattern? This is a piercing line. Can I go with a buy again? Yes.
Yes, for sure. Because sellers already stopped, right? So we can
Okay.
go.
Sellers are stop. Where is the seller's stop sign?
Because we are in that support area.
We are in the
brother.
support area,
So
but
that
sellers
is
didn't told us that we are stop, right? Even the
exactly,
Can we
buyers
go by
didn't told
exactly.
reading
us
the
that we are in a
wick
momentum.
by
No
reading the
trade
wick
here,
of
sir.
the candle?
Hmm? This candle comes
So
because
the
of this
first candle
support,
is
right?
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But where is the momentum of the buyer? Did we find the
Sir,
market?
if we
Hmm?
sir, if we see the first candle, which is red, after that the buyer's candle is not covering the red candle.
Okay.
Because of that, we can take down trade.
Okay. Look
Like you
at
told
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yesterday, when we understood about the candlestick math, right? At that point, I told that if you find this candle, right? What will be the next candle after this candle? Mostly
Sellers.
sellers.
Red candle.
Everyone is
Yeah.
agree, right?
Yes,
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 sir.
yes. Understand this point. Yeah.
Now, if I subtract this red and this green candle, that what the candle I found here.
Red candle.
So what I can do? Can I go with a buy or can I go with a sell again? I expect
for
a
sure.
sell
Sell.
candle because
Sell.
still the buyers not told me that our momentum is increased. Still the sellers are in a momentum. If I read the previous information, one candle, then two candle, and again two candle, they are telling that the two candle, then two candle, we are have a same momentum still. We are not stopped, right? But in case, for
Correct.
example, in case that this sale will be done, this is sure that the next candle will be sell. Maybe it is very small, maybe it is big candle, maybe whatever the candle. For example, this is a candle. Okay, now we are counting that this is a very weak and retracement of the candle. But why this red candle appears? Because of this candlestick math result, right? Okay. After that, what I found that maybe buyers enter. Maybe buyers, they come down or they move up, like it creates this one pattern like that. I just to make it clear and wait. This is the pattern, right? Now can I go with a buy?
No, sir. No.
Still not. Because I
Yeah.
found just a single green, single green, single green. Where are the two green candles which can give me more confirmation? Because now recently I got one information here that after the two candle, again two candle, now the sellers are stopped here, right? If I got a one
Yes.
green candle, then I can go again. Means you just get the references from the candles that who are in a momentum, the real momentum. Okay, so this ascending and descending sequence is a tool to read the candles, and also it informs you which pattern is tradable, which which level is good or not good. But this is not a complete sequence. It's still, this is just a one part. Second part we need to understand. Then third part we need to understand. Then fourth part we need to understand. Then we will complete this. You can say this is like a psychology of the candles, behavior of the candles, and as per the information. Okay. So is
Sir,
it?
I have one
Yes.
question.
Yes. Yes.
You said yesterday we can subtract a candle from the previous candles.
Yes.
So like subtraction can be done from the from where we can start the subtraction from the source.
No, no, not from the source. Two candles. If you want,
Okay.
it is in your hand that how many candles you want to subtract. For example, if you required only just two candles to subtract, because you immediately want to result from the previous two candles, right? Or you required the three candles to subtract, or you want to subtract the four candles, or if you want to subtract the five candles. It's upon the requirement. Mostly when we are doing the math, candlestick math, we are only just subtracting the two candles. Okay. But for example, if you want to create a 5-minute candle, then how many candles you will subtract?
5 candles.
Then 5 candles. These 5 candles are, for example, if this is also candle is done, then these five candles you will subtract. Then that will be the complete result of 5 minutes. Then what happened in the previous 5 minutes? Okay. Still confused or not? Are clear?
No, it's fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So now, second part, when we will understand that we will got more opportunities. Let's understand. This is a reference sequence. Okay, I just changed the name. Okay, this part start from when the sellers stop or buyers stop. So after 4 candles or 3 candles or 5 candles, we got a one single red candle. It shows that who are stopped? The sellers are stopped. So sellers, when they stop, it is possible immediately they can again start. Or if they don't want to start, then they give us a reference. How? If you find another red candle, but that is single, means that sellers told that when we stop, now we don't have a supply. We don't have a supply. So if the sellers are stopped and they again told that we don't have a supply, so when sellers stop, immediately we can trade this pattern, the seller's pattern. Yes or no? Yes, tell me. If when sellers stops, after that, if the seller's pattern is created, can I trade or ignore?
Ignore.
Yes,
Sir, I will ignore.
100% we will ignore. Because after a stop, if we trade this pattern, it is very risky. Okay, so this pattern we are not going to trade. But for example, if that is a bullish pattern, can I trade this bullish pattern?
Again, no.
As per the
No.
information,
Because
there are 3
moment,
candles, there are 2 candles, momentum is slowing down, and
correct.
I can
Stop,
expect
correct.
one candle. It is possible, right? Can I trade?
55% possible.
No, 50, not 50. There is a signal. What do you think? It's logical. Can I trade or not? Because sellers also give me one information. So at that information, can I go with the buyer or not?
No.
Look at when sellers stop, they
Why,
they
sir?
told us.
Why,
When
sir?
look at when sellers stop, what the sellers told again us. That what we have? We have no supply. We have no supply. If they told again that we don't have a supply, it means the momentum will be remain same. Momentum will be remain same, or the momentum of the buyers will again increase. So if there are not two candles, then if there are two candles, then that time we will never trade. For example, okay, just we go here. Okay, now how many have a seller's candle? After a stop, we got the two sellers candle, right? And now we got a one green candle. This time the buyer's momentum will be slow down or will be stopped. That will be the expectation. Why? Because when the sellers stops, at that time I found the buyers have three candles, then they have two candles, and now it is possible it can be one candle, because after one candle the sellers immediately started the momentum. This time I will never trade this buyer's pattern. But if the sellers have a one candle, then I will go with this pattern. I will trade. Don't think that this momentum will be stopped. Now momentum will continue. You can go with this pattern. Right? Got it or confused?
I got it, sir.
Okay. Slowly, when you will find on the chart also, then you will get the more meanings. Okay. But this is not the opportunity in this reference sequence. This is generally I'm telling you about how we are reading the candles in the momentum. Okay. But this is not related to the reference sequence. Okay. So in the reference sequence, what is related? Only just we need to read the stop and we need to know supply. Next time, what we are expecting? Next time when the seller's candle will be appear, we will expect that will be again single candle and we will immediately go with the buy. So this is a seller's candle. So if it is single one time and another time also it is single candle, the third time it will be single candle. If we can read that the sellers are stopped, they told we don't have a supply, the third time also that will be not supply. But in other case, in addition, can I trade this pattern or I can ignore? Definitely I will ignore. Means also we are learning that which patterns are tradable and which patterns are ignorable. So this is also ignorable. Don't go with the sell. Where you will go? Immediately go with the buy. The next candlestick will be green. But now just to tell me, can this pattern is tradable? This is outside bar, for example.
Outside bar means no.
Outside bar
but
means no. Why? Because this is the source. This is the source of this wave. So price reach this source, now the price will come down. That is a sign where outside bar will appear, means this source will work for that the breakout happened. Mostly traders will think that, oh, breakout happened, now the buyers will continue. That breakout is a fake breakout because the source is broken. Always think that when source is broken, mostly you will find the fake breakouts. The market will fall down. We will learn more about the breakouts when we will start that topic. But this is just, I'm telling that the source is broken here. Okay, this reference sequence, I'm going to show some examples. Is it different from other videos which you watched already on the YouTube or other anywhere? Is it different?
Very, very much different.
Okay. Okay, so now look at here. There are two sellers and then one sellers. So what's the information? The sellers are stopped.
Sellers are stopped.
For example, this is not related to this strategy, but I'm just asking the question. If I want to trade this pattern and I want this pattern, which pattern is more convenient to trade or more easy to trade, which give me more confidence to trade? Which pattern will be good? The first pattern, if I trade, that is good, or this pattern I trade, that is good. Look here.
It's a bit confusing, sir. Yeah.
Yes, not a problem, because that's why I'm asking all the points that you can, everyone can get. Look at here. When I'm reading this pattern, that this is a bias pattern, can I go with bias or not? Definitely, if I decide to go with the bias pattern, then I will look to the sellers what they have a position currently. The sellers have a 2 candles, means they are in a momentum. They are in a momentum. Even the momentum is slowing down or momentum, but the 2 candles have a momentum. So if they have a momentum, if I go with the buyer, that's wrong. But when they tell me that 2 then 1, the momentum is stop. Momentum is stop. Now the bullish pattern, if I trade, that is more easy or more profitable. Means that when the sellers are in a power, don't go with a buy. When the buyers are in a power, don't go with a sell. Okay, so now here there is a 1 candle and then 2 candles. What it shows? The buyers are losing the control or they are getting the control.
Getting the control.
If they are getting the control, and the information from the seller side, I got that they have a 2 and then 1 means stop. So can I go with this pattern? Can I go with this pattern? For example, if I want to go with a sell, is that decision is right or wrong?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Why? Because all the information is against in the sellers. So I don't need to go with a sell, because sellers already told me we are stopped, so we don't have a power, and this pattern is not tradable. But the buyers are in a power, 1, then 2. There is a bullish engulfing. Why I cannot go with the bullish engulfing? Why there is a red candle? Why the next candle is not a green? Because all the information is in the favor of the buyer. So why it fails? Can anyone know?
BT sure.
Hmm? You know why?
Because of the wick of the red candle.
Yes, 100% true. Because there is a information. Who failed in this information? At this information, buyers was failed and sellers control that area, so supply is available here, right? And this buyers, if want to continue, they need to break this wick. Otherwise, if it closes inside this wick, the next candlestick will be seller's candle. But as per the information of sellers stop, no supply, and then this candle will be also no supply. So after this candle, we can go with a buy. Okay, so this is a now reference sequence. All other information was just reading. But now if I just read, just leave all the things and I read this strategy, when I found the sellers are stop, again I found they don't have a supply, the next candlestick will be single, I can go with the buy. But if I read all the information, which pattern is tradable, which is not tradable, why there is a green, why there is a red candle, so the information is very clear here. Okay, if you read. The next example here. This is related to the bias. So 3 candles and then 1. What it mean?
Buyer stopped.
Buyer stop. For example, if the buyers stop, here a strong hammer appear. Can I go with the hammer?
No, sir.
If this is a pin bar, why I cannot go with the buy? Because the pin bar have a very big wick. It shows there is a too much demand. But even there is not red candle. Why? That is information. In this information, who failed? Who stopped? Buyers stopped.
Right.
That's the reason this pin bar is not working. And buyers stop. Again, they told we don't have a demand. That's the reason this engulfing is not working. Even it's a strong engulfing pattern. Now you understood that why the pattern fails? Because of the previous information. So 3 means if they stop, they know they don't have a demand. They don't have a demand next time also, and then the red candle will be there, and then market continues. Okay, so we can go with this sell as per this strategy, but reading candles are also different. But don't confuse, okay? This is a way to read the candles. See here. Here, I think 3, then they have a 4. This doji you can count as a rate, and after that, the sellers are stopped. So sellers stop, they don't have a supply. Again, when the seller's candle will be third single candle, you can expect a buy. Okay, but this is in a consolidation. This is another sequence also. We just to go the another example here. That is good. In this order, 2 green candle, 1 means what? The buyers stop. Next time they told we don't have a demand. And third time also they will tell we don't have a demand, go with a sell. But if we are not trading this strategy, if we are not trading this strategy, just we are reading the candles. So when the buyers stopped, immediately the next buyer's pattern we are not trading. If this pattern also told no demand, the another pattern also we will not trade. So this is an engulfing, this is a piercing line we ignored because of this information. But just tell me before this lecture or before this course when we started, when you was trading, that time you was reading like that which pattern is not tradable and which pattern is tradable, or in which way you was trading, in which way you was reading the candle. Can anyone tell me just? Yes.
So, brother, whenever I see the pattern,
Mm.
because before to this class, I just use it to watch some YouTube videos. Whenever the pattern, suppose if it is engulfing happens, then I will wait for another retracement. Then I will go with simply the direction of that. Yeah.
But this reading is more easy, right? It gives the sense.
Exactly.
Okay. So there are a lot of examples related to this one. And this sequences, these sequences you will find in a Indian stock market, in a crypto, in higher time frame, whatever the time frame you just to check the chart, you will find mostly. Okay. So this is also a lot of examples. And this, in this way, I'm trading from the 2021. Now it's a 2024. It's still working. Means all strategies, all concepts are working if we read in a right way. Okay. So now the next sequence. This was the second part, and now let's start the third part. This third part is called the similar sequence. Okay. There's a data. I just want to read the similarity. What is the similar in this data? Just help me. Anyone help me to read this data? That what is similarity in this one? How you are reading the similarity?
Two reds or similarities.
To red,
Yeah.
are similarity, right? Okay.
Yes.
This is your way to read the similarity that in this series, two red is a similarity. Any other member read in a different way?
One green, two red.
One green, two red, one green, two red. Okay, this is your way. Any other member which can read in a different way, like reading as a similarity? Okay, so I'm reading here. I found that there is a pattern which don't have a retracement. There is a pattern and which don't have a retracement. Means the two pattern I found which don't have a retracement. This is also the similarity. Am I right?
Yes.
In another way, also I can read the price creates a lower high, again creates a lower high. The 2 times lower high, it is a similarity, right? Or I can read that the price
Yes.
creates a low, again it creates a lower low. This is a 2 times similarity. So this can be
Okay.
similarity. Okay, there are a lot of
Okay.
different way to read the similarities. So all these similarities we will read in the market and we get the answer. Okay, but here the similarity which we are reading, that first pattern I found which don't have a retracement. Second pattern without retracement. So if the third time pattern will be appear, that pattern also will be without retracement. So for example, if there is another pattern, I can go with a sell. So this is the way to trade the pattern if the previous two patterns are working. But don't forget ascending and descending order. Don't forget ascending and descending order. Okay. Now there is another sequence which is random sequence, but it is related to the similarity. Now there are 2 red candles and then 3 red candles. So here the similarity is same. Pattern don't have a retracement, pattern don't have a retracement. So next pattern if I found, then I can go with the sell. Okay. So let's identify the examples. So he traded here this candle. What's the reason? The first pattern have a no retracement, another pattern have a no retracement, and then he traded. Okay. This pattern don't have a retracement, this pattern don't have a retracement, then this pattern don't have a retracement. So also there is a similarity. And here you can see this is what sequence. It's a similar sequence or it's a random sequence.
Random sequence.
Random sequence. One green candle with pattern continuous, pattern with continuous, and this pattern continuous. And here again you find the similarity. Okay, and another reference sequence also you found. There are 2 red candle and 1 red candle stop. This is telling no supply, and this candle creates a pattern, but it will be called no supply, and we go with the buy. So there are a lot of examples here related to these sequences. All PDF I will share, and then you just read. So this is your today's work on the sequences. Read the chart and note down all the queries, what the queries you are getting. And on the next class, we will learn another way, like a market cycle and price action way to trade the patterns. But this is the best way. Today's way is the best way. Market cycle is also best as compared to the price action. Is there any query right now?
No, from my side, sir.
Okay, so I'm giving the time. Just rewatch the video, and if there will be any query, write down, and then tomorrow you can ask the query. Okay, so
Sure, sir.
it's for today. Inshallah, tomorrow we will meet. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.